Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Tailgate with Me, episode 2. Thank you everybody for the love and support. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share to the channel. And let's get down to the recap. All right, so the Chargers came out with a big victory, 34-13, out there at SoFi Stadium, took care of the Broncos. Outside of them beating the Broncos, the two things that I mentioned in the video prior that had to happen actually happened. So the Titans went out there and beat the Dolphins. They actually smashed on the Dolphins, to be honest. And then the Ravens lost to the Rams in a nail-biter. That game was absolutely wild. OBJ was out there punching people in the butt.
And now Stafford gets to take a deep shot, looking for Beckham, intercepted again by Chuck Clark.
NFL decided to flex this game into Sunday Night Football primetime. Even if you're not a Chargers fan, this is going to be a huge game. America's going to be watching, millions of people. I'm really excited about this matchup. It seems like the Raiders are getting a very key player back this week. It seems like Darren Waller is on track to play this game. Excited to see that matchup with Derwin James on Darren Waller all game. And outside of that, the Chargers just really have to come out with the same intensity that they did against Denver. So for both teams, it comes down to this: win and in. There's nothing else that needs to take place. I just want to put one thing to rest. I know that there's some talk going on out there that if the Colts somehow get upset by the Jaguars, that the Raiders and Chargers would just have to tie and both teams would actually make the playoffs. I don't think that that's going to happen. This is two divisional rivals who hate each other. I can't see how the Chargers or the Raiders would want to help out their division rival just walk into the playoffs. This game, I believe, is going to be won in the trenches or lost in the trenches for both teams. Recently, the Chargers have been much better at getting some penetration and push up the middle with the return of Justin Jones. That guy is an absolute beast and animal. When he's in the game, I think the Chargers' run defense is somewhere around 3.6 to 3.8 yards per carry. When he was out, the Chargers were basically the worst run defense in the entire NFL, over 5 yards per carry. So the band is all back together too. For the first time since, I think, week 1, to be completely honest. The entire secondary for the Chargers is finally all out there playing. They have Chris Harris, Asante Samuel, Michael Davis, Derwin James, and Nas Adderley. Those guys really haven't had a chance to be back in the back end of the field all together as a cohesive unit. So now that those guys are back, Staley can finally run this defense in his own image, how he envisioned it, being able to use Derwin James as a chess piece, which is going to be vital in this game. On the offensive side of the ball, it's primetime Herbert. In his 5 games that kid has played in primetime, he just shows up. There really hasn't been a better quarterback in primetime TV.
Back-to-back game-winning drives. I was in. Touchdown's already been called by the...
It's time to let Herbie cook. I think that we need to unleash the deep ball in this game. Raiders defense has really actually been a strength, which is a surprise for Chargers fans. They wanted nothing more than to get rid of Gus Bradley, including myself. We got sick of seeing the same cover 3 defense with absolutely no disguise, no blitz packages. Somehow it's working out for the Raiders. Their offense, however, has only averaged 16 points per game over the last 3 wins that they've had. So this game, I think that you need to let the offense just kind of air it out. They have to respect the run game. But I think Herbert's going to show up in a big-time way. Of course, I am a Chargers fan. This is a win and in, Sunday night primetime. Very excited. Probably the biggest game as a Chargers fan that we've watched since 2018 divisional round against the Patriots. So, of course, I think predictions for this game, I think, unfortunately, it is going to be a nail-biter. So this isn't going to be a double-digit win like it was against the Broncos. That would be awesome. Hopefully that's a little bit of reverse psychology. I think this is going to come down to who has the ball last. Derek Carr this year has 6 game-winning drives to Herbert's 5. So I think if the game comes down to who has the ball last, I think it's going to come down to a walk-off game-winning field goal to end the 2021 football season. But I do see the Chargers ending that drive. Final score prediction, I think the Chargers are going to pull this one out 31-28. So what's on the menu today? I was trying to think about what would be fitting. Obviously the Chargers are in a playoff push. I was thinking something spicy because things are getting spicy. right now with the winning in game. So I came upon just throwing out some jalapeno poppers. And chances are, if you've been to a buddy's house, a tailgate party, anytime you've ever gone and watched football, you've probably had jalapeno poppers before. I absolutely love these things. One thing I will tell you as a pro tip, if you are making these, please make sure and make way more than you first intended to, because they're gonna be gone in a hurry. You always wanna make sure that the chef has plenty to eat. I do mine a little bit different. I know a lot of people like to actually wrap the bacon around the jalapeno and then get that nice crisp on the bacon. I personally don't enjoy that, because what happens is I take a bite right into it and the whole bacon unravels off in the first bite. First bite's awesome, and then the rest of it, you don't get the bacon in there. Today, I'm gonna be cooking these on the Traeger. I'm gonna have the smoker set to 250, 275, personal preference on that. You want these things to be in there for about an hour, hour and a half. It's gonna let the cheese get nice and melty, so that way every single bite has bacon explosion. Included in this recipe, obviously you're gonna start off with some jalapenos. We're gonna use some fresh garlic. We have 1 whole white onion. We have some Tillamook, mild cheddar cheese. You can go sharp if you like. Mozzarella is also going to be an option here. You can throw that in there. I'm going to add some. I'm gonna throw in some bacon, cream cheese. We have some S&P right here, as always, salt and pepper. And then I'm also gonna throw in a ranch packet in there. Got everything in there. It's time to mix this up. If you're a sissy, go on ahead and take this over to your KitchenAid and have it mix it up for you. If you want some Popeye spinach forearms like this, we use the old-fashioned fork. Poppers are filled and stuffed. We got the rub on there. We're gonna let these chill in the fridge for about an hour. Setting the smoker to 275. We're gonna let these bad boys run for about an hour and a half. Sawed it. All right, Traeger's running at 275. It's time to put them on. Sheesh. So these things look beautiful. They've been on in between an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and 30. It's really all personal preference. Everything inside of the popper is cooked. You can pull these off at 45 minutes to an hour. I like mine a little bit crispier. So another tip when you're pulling these off, they have been in here for a while. So if you can't get them with tongs, use a spatula to just get underneath them so that way they don't fall apart. Poppers are done. It's time to do a taste test. If you're the chef and you bring these inside, you're having people over, make sure to store like 5 of these things, put them in a plate, hide them in the microwave. As soon as these things hit the counter, they're gone every time I make them at my house. Obviously, this is just one tray. When I make these, I fill up 2 of these because they go really fast, so I'm gonna go ahead and dive in. Perfect. Thank you guys for joining in. I know you guys are gonna love this recipe. Make sure and leave it in the comments. If you do try this, let me know how it came out for you. Big thing that I wanna let you know is when you make these poppers, sometimes there is some leftovers. Don't throw that away. The next day you're making burgers, go ahead and stuff those. You can make some juicy Lucy's, or you can just pour it right on top. You just put it in a pan and melt it while you're grilling your burgers. Comes out amazing. You guys are gonna love it. I'll see you guys next week.